Good morning children, I am Mrs. Priya Ravi. I am going to take online class for CBC class 7, History chapter 1, Tracing Changes Through 1,000 Years. Okay children, see this map. Usually we'll see the maps, the outlines, the boundaries and all. But here you see, you can make out some drawings of them. The olden age people used to make a map like this. Okay, this is mentioned in the map 1. It's said as a section of the world map drawn by the geographer. Okay, it is drawn on 1154 CE by a Arab geographer and French cartographer is made in 1720. That is second map. The two maps are quite different even though they are of the same area. South India is where we would accept to find North India, and Sri Lanka is the island at the top. Place names are marked in Arabic. Do you see this map? This map is very familiar to you. Yes or not? You can see the boundaries, outlines of the India. This map are familiar to us, like Kanuj in Uttar Pradesh is spelled in this map as a Qanaug. Was made nearly 600 years after. And this map is used for the European sailors and traders on their voyages. Cartographers means a person who makes the map. Equally important is the fact that the science of the cartographers differ in the two periods. When historians read documents and maps and texts from the past, they have to sensitive to different historical backgrounds. These are two information about the past was produced. Historical records exist in a variety of languages. It can be in different languages. In Middle Persian, for example, is different from modern Persian. The difference is not just with record to grammar and vocabulary. The meaning of the words also change over time. Yes, even for a centuries and a day to day, up to date, they all are changing nowadays. The term Hindustan, for example, today we understand it as India. Before our India is used to called as Hindustan, but now is used to call as India. The modern nation state, when the term was used in the 13th century by Manoj I. Siraj, a chronicler who wrote in Persian, he means the area of Punjab, Haryana and the lands between the Ganga and Yamuna. He used the term as a political sense for the lands that were a part of the domination of the Delhi Sultans. During that period, Delhi Sultans were very powerful. They all are dominating the people. The area included in the term shifted with the extent of the Sultanate, but the term never included in the South India. And in early 16th century, Babur used Hindustan to describe the geography, the culture of the subcontinents, as well as see later in the chapters. While the idea of a geographical and cultural entity like India did exist, the term Hindustan did not carry the political and national meanings with us today. Historians today have to be careful about the terms in the past. Example, simple like foreigner. It is used today means someone who is not in Indian. In the medieval period, foreigner was being a stranger who appeared, say, in a given village, someone who was not a part of the society or a culture. They used to call it as Paradesi. Now you may say Paradesi means you will be seen as a beggars, but before they used to say who are not belong to our country is called as a Paradesis. And therefore might have the record of the past as a foreigners, but two peasants living in the same village were not a foreigners. Peasants means the village people who are doing the village, the agricultures and all. Okay, who are staying same place, they will not called as the foreigners. The people who came out of this village or a country is called as a foreigner. Religious or a caste background, it differs. Historians and their sources. Historians use different types of sources to learn about the past depending upon the period of the study, nature of the year or the situation or what all is during that period. For example, you read about the rulers of the Gupta dynasty and the Harshavardhana. In the books we will read about the following 1000 years from 700 to 1750. You can be notice some the sources used by the historians for studying this period. They use the coins, inscriptions and architecture and textual records for to get and collect all the information during that periods. The number of the variety of textual records increased dramatically during this period. They slowly displaced the types of available information to the period. Paper gradually became cheaper and more valuable. Valuable of the papers. In the middle of the 13th century, they used to copy a book, but they did not have enough paper. So they writing the manuscripts. Write the paper and they used it. A century later, they bought some food in the market. You could be luckily and have the shopkeepers maybe wrap it in the same paper. Have you noticed something your parents buy some things, they will roll in a paper and they'll wrap it and give to you. But nowadays they're not using, they told not to use it. People used it to write holy texts, chronicles of rulers, letters and teachings. Do you know what is chronicles? A written record of historical events describing them in the order in which they happened. That is called chronicles. Okay. In Tamil they used to say Thodar Varalaru. Even though they used to write the teachings of the saints and petitions and also the judicial records and about the registers and documents and taxes. Manuscripts are collected by the wealthy people, rulers, monasteries and temples. Do you know what are the places in libraries and archives? Archives, a place where documents and manuscripts are stored. Today all nation and state government have archives where they kept all their old official records and transactions. These manuscripts and documents provide lot of detail and information to the historian, but they are also difficult to use. There was no printing press in those days. So, what they said, they copied the manuscripts by the hand. They used to write in a hand what all they, some important person saying, they will write it and they'll make it as the manuscripts, because that time there is no printing press. But nowadays we have lot of printing presses. Yes, our books and all have printed in a press and we are getting it. One more thing, students, when we are writing our homeworks, how we'll be writing? We'll be writing in a hand. When your ma'am write it on the board, you will be copying it. Otherwise, sometimes they will be dictating something, you will be writing in a handwriting. Yes or not? Yes. And nowadays manuscripts copying somewhat similar. Everywhere they are using now. But most of them, it came as a technological thing. They are taking in a mobile phone itself, they are recording everything. Now everything is coming into in a one hand. Yes. Okay, children. Now I will continue this lesson in the next class. Till that, you enjoy this and listen to the audio carefully, and I'll give some questions. You must answer it. Okay, children, enjoy your time. Listen to the lesson carefully. Thank you, children. Bye bye.